YFCU.
Hi everyone, I'm making this short video to help with the YFCU mental health campaign. A quick introduction into who I am. My name's Naya Marshall, I'm 19 years old and I've attended my local Young Farmers Club Holstone for 3 to 4 years now. Today's theme which I'll be discussing with you all is Together Apart. Always together, never apart, maybe in distance, but never at heart. Recently, I have set up a mental health blog on Instagram to help those individuals struggling at this scary time and to normalise the reality of life. At heart, this ties in with the current pandemic which the entire world is presently facing, a time like no other. Sadly, since March, the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly affected how we see family and friends, how most of us work, and how we socialise in many ways. My biggest advantage has been that I never stopped working throughout the whole pandemic. My routine didn't change massively. I'm still up every morning and I get out of the house and into a different environment for a few hours each day. This has been a huge help for my mental health. However, going from socialising and seeing friends nearly every weekend to not at all in such a short space of time has been a massive shock to the system and has been a massive struggle on my mental health, as I feel you don't talk to one another in the same way that you would do face to face. No one wants to be stuck in the house every weekend. There is only so much you can do and only so many rooms you can shift to. Personally, at the weekends, I haven't felt the need to get out of bed as I haven't felt motivated enough. I've seen a massive dip in my mental health after the second week of lockdown. This was due to not being able to get out and about. However, I didn't give up. I made myself routines and made myself get out of bed so that I didn't feel bad about myself. I believe this current situation and shift in structure and normality has made a big impact on everyone's mental health. Some may not even realise this, and others will suffer enormously from the extreme shift. Nevertheless, I feel this is only normal as the current pandemic has basically put a pause on life for us all. Unfortunately, we aren't able to continue everyday jobs and activities. We can no longer enjoy clearing our heads in hairdressers, gyms, beauticians and all other places like this. Most people don't have to get up early every morning for work anymore. This then makes starting your day off extremely difficult. We were advised only to make essential trips, so most of us weren't even getting out of the house. There's only a certain amount of rooms you can venture between at home in a day. Clearly this is going to have a decrease on not only our mental health but our physical health. Nonetheless, there's nothing to be ashamed of as everyone's on the same boat. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I have embraced different technologies to feel a sense of togetherness with my family and friends. These technologies have included using the new House Party app on a Saturday evening with my friends to catch up on the gossip and to attempt to virtually socialise. I have also been using FaceTime to communicate with family. I've attended committee meetings through Zoom and I've also been keeping a close eye and daily contact through the everyday social media pages Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram and WhatsApp. This brings us all a sense of togetherness and closeness with each other. As we are all aware, throughout this pandemic there has been a big shift towards no social gatherings, which this then leads to feeling isolated and alone. I feel this could become a problem that could exist all the time under normal circumstances. However, if we work together, we can avoid this happening and can bring a better sense of empathy and togetherness to those experiencing loneliness. All we need to do is understand that certain individuals will be frightened at the thought of leaving the house when lockdown restrictions begin to ease, as they have been cooped up in one place for numerous amounts of weeks, and they will feel comfortable in that one place. Plus, knowing the virus is still out there, we need to be understanding towards their decisions. Another way to help is reaching out by calling a family member, friend or neighbour who is experiencing loneliness or isolation and arrange virtual cup of tea or glass of wine. By doing this, we are showing that we are together even though we are being kept apart. Always remember, an invite never goes amiss. There are many benefits to a person's mental health through the feeling of being together or involved whenever they are feeling alone and apart. These benefits include the feeling of being accepted, you are thought about, the individual will feel wanted. Having good relationships are also important for your mental well-being. I personally know during this pandemic, the feeling of being alone and apart from others have been a frequent feeling as you can't get out to see those who matter the most, and it's not easy to communicate with one another. There may be days when your friends are busy and can't communicate, but on the other hand, you aren't quite as busy and need that someone to talk to as a distraction. The feeling of loneliness isn't a feeling you want to experience. However, if you do find yourself experiencing it at this time, slow down and take things at a slower pace. Even if you do have a lot of friends and a big family, you can still feel apart from them. Try to open up about how you feel to friends and family. Be brave and reach out to someone. It doesn't have to be face to face. You could share a post on social media. Never compare yourself to others. I know this is hard not to do, but you must become aware of this. By the feeling of being together or involved, something can have a massive positive response on your mental health. Get involved. By experiencing this crazy journey of the COVID-19 pandemic, it personally has made me slow down and look at my life from a different aspect. I have thoroughly enjoyed the fact everything has been taken at a slower pace. I have learned not to take my life for granted, not to hold grudges because we don't know what tomorrow could bring. Love hard, laugh always, and forgive often. If you have a goal and you no longer think it's achievable, change that goal. Life is too short to be doing something which you don't enjoy. Everyone says YOLO, you only live once. However, the honest truth is you actually live every day and you only die once. So we need to make the most of our life. Stop saying no and start saying yes to things instead. We need to stay together even if we are still apart right now. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope this video has been useful. Stay safe.